Welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn about some of the basics of HTML, CSS and JavaScript concepts to build Edge Calculator app. So here what we will cover, first we will create HTML structure. We will add the contents that we need to the web page. Then we will add some styles to the web page for an aesthetic view. At the last, we will write JavaScript file to calculate the user age. So what we are going to build here, so here we will need h1 tag for title. We need a container that will be div which encloses the label and which encloses the input of type date, a calculate button, and the output that will be displayed, that will be generated after clicking the calculate button. So we will need three different files, one for HTML, CSS and the JavaScript file. So we will use these three different files to create our web app project. As I have already created these three files with the name age. So first of all, we will start with the HTML. Now here we will add the different contents that we need in our app. So I will add these contents with the help of HTML. Next, I will change the title of this web page calculator. So you can see the title over here. Next, within body tag, I will add h1 tag for the title of the project, age calculator. Now using div tag to create a container with id container. Inside this container, I will add the label for birth date. Enter your birth date here. Okay. After label, I will add another div for input with an id of input. Inside this div, I will add one input of the type date, with the name of date and with the id of user input. Okay. After date input, I will add the button for calculate. Type button calculate. Okay. Now I will add another div with the class output. Inside this div, I will add three different divs for years, months and days. Div with the p class p tag with an id of years. Adding another div similarly. With an id of months. Similarly for days. Another p tag for days. Now at the last, I will add another div for displaying the result in the form of string with an id of result. So that's all. The HTML part of this project has been completed. Next we will add some styles to our project by using the CSS file. Now I will add some styling to our web page. I have already saved the file with h.css name. Now open the CSS file. I will use universal selector here with margin and padding is equal to 0. Box sizing, border box, font family, roboto. Now adding styles for body section with background color blue, white, display flex direction, column, justify content center, align item center with height 100 viewport by setting the margin to 0 as already in universal selector. So now changing the title age calculator H1, font weight 500, color yellow, margin bottom 2 pixels. Now adding some styles to the container, border, border 2 pixel, solid white, with border radius 5 pixel, with the paddings 20 pixels. Now adding some styles to label, color yellow, font size 14 pixel, now adding some styles to input section, display flex, justify content center, space between, and gap 2 pixel, background color white, padding 10 pixel, with border radius 5 pixel, Now adding style to the user input, flex is equal to 2, with the font size 18 pixel, padding 5 pixel, border radius 5 pixel, border 1 pixel, solid and light gray color. Okay, now we will add some CSS style to calculate button. Before adding CSS styles, we will add an ID to the button. So we have to write ID is equal to button. Now here we will write button background color blue, border none, with the font size 18 pixel, padding 2 pixels, color white. So we will add a hovering effect over here. However, when we hover over the calculate button, then its background color changes into brown and cursor indicates pointer. You can see. Now we will add some styling effect to the div with the class output. Setting display to flex, with a gap of 15 pixel, with margin top setting to 10 pixel. So here we will add the class attribute to the output tag div. Class attribute years, months, here years and days. Now we will add some styling. Dot years, dot months, dot days, and we will set flex to 1 and setting background color to white. Border radius to 4 pixel, display to flex, flex direction column, align items to center, and now here I am making a slight change in our HTML. So HTML code, I will delete this div and I will paste it over here. Now adding some styles to p tag. Here text align is center with padding 10 pixels. Okay, now adding some styles to our final result in the form of string or color yellow with padding 5 pixels. Birth date, label. You have to increase the font size a little bit into your birth date. Maybe 16 is better. Yes, it works. So this was the CSS part of our app project. Next we will create JavaScript file to calculate the age of a person. As I have already created the JavaScript file over here, so we will write code over here to calculate the age of a person. We will enter the age over here, and then we will press the calculate button. Then it will display the age of a person in terms of years, months and days. So the last part of our age calculator app is to write a JavaScript file for in order to calculate the age of a person. So we will start by writing a function. A function is a block of reusable code that performs a specific task or a set of tasks. So first we will declare a function constant age calculator So we name our function as a age calculator. Now here we will write our the specific task that we want to perform by clicking the calculate button. So here first we will declare a variable which stores the current date and time. So for this I declare a variable constant today new date so the current date and time will be stored in a variable today. Similarly, I want to store the date entered by the user in a variable user input new date. Now by using DOM document dot get element by id. So which one id? I will go to the HTML part, then I want to get this id user input. So I want to get the value entered by the user like this. So here the date entered by the user will be stored in a variable user input. Now I want to get the day as a numeric value from the variable today which we has initialized earlier. So in order to get the current date, constant current date is equal to today dot get date. Now get date, what is get date? Get date method is a built-in method for date objects. It is used to get day of the month as a numeric value from 1 to 31 depending upon the number of days in the month. Similarly, constant current month will be equal to today dot get month. So similarly, get month method returns the month of the specified date where the months are represented as 0 based values, meaning that 0 for January and so on, 11 for December. So in order to make the month in a more human readable format, as 1 for January and 12 for December, 1 is added to the result. Similarly, constant current year is equal to today dot get full year. So today the get full year is also a built-in method for date objects, and it returns a 4 digits year. So if we want to display the current date, month and year, we will write console dot log method to display the current year, month and date. So in order to display the current date, month and year, first we will add event listener to the calculate button. So when we will click the calculate button, the add event listener method will call the function age calculator to perform the specific task, and at the end it will display the result in the form of current date, current month and current year. So how we will do it? Document dot get element by id. So here I need the id of the calculate button, so I can find it over here, button. Now I am adding add event listener, so I will write over here event, that is click, and then I will write the name of the function, that is age calculator. So let's see that is it working or not. So if when we will click the calculate button, it will execute this function, and the result will displayed in the form of current date, current month and current year. So in order to check whether our code is working or not, we have to run our code. Today's date is 26 November 2023. So when I click the calculate button, so it should display 26 November 2023 over here. Now you can see that it has displayed today's date 26 November 2023. So our next step is to get the current date, month, so we have to get the date, month and year of the person's birth date. So how we will do it? First we will create an object. So constant birthday is equal to, now I will add key over here, that is date. So how to get the date? With the from the user input, user input dot get date, a similar method as we have used it for today for the current date. So next for the month, user input dot get month plus 1. I think you already know why it adds 1, because in order to make it more human readable. Similarly for year, user input dot get full year. So in order to check in order to display the birthday date, month and year of the user, so we have to repeat the same procedure, but this time we have to write console dot log birthday dot date, birthday dot month and birthday dot year. Let me comment it. So before we display the result for the user input, in JavaScript, an object is a complex data type that allows you to store and organize the data using a collection of key and value pairs date is a key here, and its value is the user input dot get object. That is a numeric value. So it is a key value pair, and each key in an object is a string or a symbol, and the corresponding value, this can be any type. Now in order to display the birthday date, month and year, again we have to go to the console, inspect console. So we enter the birth date 12th November 2023, so it should be displayed over here. Yes, you can see that it has displayed 22 November 2023. Now let me comment it. Now we will define another function which will calculate the age of a person on the basis of some conditions. So call that function calculate age with some arguments, that is birthday, current date, current month and current year. Now define age calculator function, calculate age function with parameter birthday, current date, current month, current date, current month, birthday, current date, current month and current year. Now the first if condition is if birthday year is greater than current year, or birthday year is equal to current year, birthday year is equal to current year and birthday month is greater than current month, and birthday month is greater than current month, or birthday month is equal to birthday not month is equal to current month, birthday month is equal to current month, and birthday dot date is greater than current date. This condition will tell us that the person is born in future, will be born in future. So if this condition is true, then what will happen? So if this condition is true, then we have to display the result in the form of a string by using document object model, document dot get an element by id. So we have to select the id for the result, this one, that is result dot text content, which is equal to you are not yet born. Okay, so let's check it. If we enter the date in future, then it should display the result you are not yet born in the output display. Let me enter let me enter 27 November. So calculate, it will display the result here that you are not yet born. So it's working. So if this condition, if this if condition is not true, then else let years is equal to current year minus birthday dot year. Let months days. Now if the current month is less than, birthday dot month, then year should be decreased by 1, and months will be equal to, there are total 12 number of months in a year, minus birthday dot month minus current month, If this condition is not true, then else months will be equal to current month minus birthday dot month. Similarly for days, if the current date is less than birthday date, and months is equal to 0, then decrease the years by 1, and now we have to find the number of days in the last month. So which one, first we have to decide that which month is the last month. So const is equal to last month. If the current month is equal to 1, then the last month is 12, that is December. Otherwise the current month minus 1 will be the last month. So we have to find the number of days in the last month. So we have to declare another variable, that const days in last month is equal to, we have to define another function with the name get days with parameters, that is last month and the current year. So we have to check that whether the current year is a leap year or not. If it is a leap year, then the number of days in February month will be 29. So how to check this? So we have to define another function, const get days with arrow function. Now first we have to find out that whether the current year is a leap year or not. So we have to declare leap year is equal to current year modulus by 4 into 0 and current year and this divided by 100 is not equal to 0, or current year 400 is equal to 0. Now we have to define an array with the name constant days last month is equal to, there are 31 days in January. In February it will depend upon the leap year. If it is a leap year, then there will be 29 number of days, otherwise 28 number of days. Again, in March there are 31 number of days, in April 30, in May 31, in June 30, in July 31, August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, and December 31. Now we have to return days last month minus 1. So days last month, bracket last month minus 1 will return the total number of days in the days in last month, and it will be stored in the days in last month variable. So here the days will be equal to the days in last month minus birthday date minus dot date minus current date. So this will be the total number of the days which will be stored in the days variable. So if this condition is not true, if months are not equal to 0 and the current date is less than birthday date, birth date dot date, and months is not equal to 0, then here will be a slight change. Now we will decrease months by minus 1 instead of years. Months minus, and then copy the same code and paste over here. Now if this condition as if is not true, then as days will be equal to current date minus birthday date. So the total number of days will be stored in days here. Now in order to display the result in the form of years, month and days, we need another function, and we will pass these arguments years, months and days to the function display the result. So let's define the new function display the result. Const display the result is equal to brackets with parameters years, months and days. with arrow function, curly brackets. Now here we will use again the DOM, document object model, and we will use the ID of years, months and days. Now document dot get an element by ID. Now which one ID? Go to the HTML file, p tag with ID of years. Now write the ID years over here, dot text content is equal to years, semicolon. Now again we will write the same method for months, document dot get an element by ID for ID of months, dot text content is equal to months. Similarly for days, document dot get element by ID days dot text content is equal to days. Now we have to write the we want to display the result in output in the form of a string, as we have already given the ID result to the element div. So we will write a string that you are $, curly brackets, years, and again, sorry, we have made a mistake over here. With capital Y, again $, curly brackets, months and $, curly brackets, days old with semicolon. Is there any mistake in our code? No, I think there is something wrong. Semicolon, oh yes, it's fair. So now it's working properly. Semicolon should be outside of text. Yes, now it's right. So the result will be displayed as you are, how many years, how many months and how many days are old, in the form of string. So now we have to write one if condition. Now this if statement will be if the number of years and the number of months and the number of days are equal to 0, then what does it mean? It means you are born today. So months is equal to 0 and days is equal to 0. Similarly, we should write over here, and if this condition is true, then we have to write curly brackets, again document dot get an element by ID. We can copy it over here in order to save our time. Now here it will be equal to you are born today, semicolon. Else if this condition is not true, then it should execute the below code. Yes, copy it and paste it over here. I hope it should be working now. If this condition is true, then it will execute you are born today, and if the above statement is not correct, then else will be executed, and the result will be displayed in the form of string. You are how many years, how many months, and how many days are old. So is there any mistake in our code? I think we have missed something. So we have not yet written the parameters over here, so we should pass the parameters here, last month and the current month. I hope it will be working now. So if we enter the birthday date over here, suppose 15 November, press the calculate button. Now you can see that it will show the years, months and days, and in the form of string you can get your output result. Similarly, I can change the birthday date, 15 November 2020, 28, then press the calculate button. You will get the result in the form of years, months and days. Similarly, you can choose your birthday date over here, month and any date, and press the calculate button. Then you will get your desired result. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like it, kindly subscribe my channel for more interesting videos. Thank you so much.